Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thanks.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Fly ball onto the track, at the wall, it's gone! Home run!
Turns on a ball, deep right field, and gone!
What a game, what a moment. What is up, my friends? Welcome into Flippin' Bats. It is Monday, and on Monday, we do Power Rankings, Team of the Week, Player of the Week, Overreaction Monday. We're going to talk if Juan Soto is going to re-sign with the Yankees, who the biggest superstar, the most underrated superstar in baseball is. We'll talk about the Phillies, but also, it's Alex's birthday, and there is a surprise at the end of this episode that I am not exactly looking forward to.
But it's my birthday wish, so it has to happen. And you're a great co-host, great partner for making this happen.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about it.
Stick around for the end of the episode. Happy birthday. How's your birthday weekend? How's the last couple of days been?
It's been great. I mean, I've been working all weekend, so I've done 3 birthday shows, which I love because I've gotten to tell everybody that it's my birthday.
You know, I love telling people it's my birthday.
I know. I love it so much. But then last night I did a pajama puppy pizza party, like with my sisters. Everyone's like, how old are you? Like 10? I'm like, yes. And I loved it. It was perfect. Cozy Cowboy was a theme. It was awesome. So yeah, everything's good. Everything's great.
Love that.
I love it.
Good weekend.
I know. You were back in the hood, back in my neck of the woods, doing some comedy. I love Comedy Magic Club. Did you laugh really hard? Did you get picked on?
It was great. So
looked like you were front row.
Yeah, we were one table back.
Yeah, you're one of those.
Elizabeth and I went with Thomas Mason, who works on the show,
coworkers.
and his girlfriend, or his fiance now. Just had a great time, went to dinner, went to the Hermosa Fiesta Hermosa.
It is crazy down there.
Yeah.
If you live down there, like I do, like it took me 20 minutes just to get like out of Hermosa today, which was insane.
And then we went to the comedy shows, and there were like a rotating 10 comedians, and it was great.
Yeah, the
Good
10
time.
comics. That's one of my faves.
Fun weekend for
Good
sure.
for you. We're getting a lot of engagements for like coworkers now, so love that.
Yeah, shout out director John Marcus.
Congrats!
Got engaged over the weekend. A lot happening. Producer Taylor, we just said,
I know.
had
a lot
baby.
of big life moments for everybody working on this show.
I just saw Taylor's, I think it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Put an Instagram story up of his new
Still
baby
alive?
girl. Said, still alive. Day 3, still alive.
That's all I hear from parents. Like in the first year, it's like, yes, we made it a year. We kept the baby alive. Like, something new. We had
birthday,
some
Alex.
other big news happen yesterday.
Yeah.
Not great news for the Braves, for baseball, or Ronald Acuña Jr., who went down with a non-contact injury on the base path, and it looked like a really painful lower body injury.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Looked like a knee. But again, we record this on Sunday evenings, and he is scheduled to get an MRI and more testing on Monday. So hopefully we get the results of that some point during the day. But what immediately happened is it looked bad. He went down non-contact. You always assume, oh my God, ACL, something.
Achilles,
he's done for the
knee,
year.
ankle, anything like that.
So after the game, he was seen limping around in the locker room, but did say it was similar to what happened in 2018. He doesn't think, again, this is all speculation, but it's coming from him. So I feel comfortable saying it. He's hoping to miss maybe a month, but MRI will tell us everything. Brian Snicker, manager of the Braves, came out and was like, there's literally no point in speculating. The MRI will tell us what we need to know. If it is an ACL, if it's a torn ACL, that's going to be the season. But this was the tweet. Said he would compare this injury more to the one from 2018 when he sprained his left ACL and missed a month. He said he was scared at first today because he felt the pain, but the pain has been going away as time has passed. He is going on the 10-day IL. He said he did not feel or hear a pop, which he has felt before.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is disaster averted. Hopefully he's back on the field in a month or so. I think that's best case scenario. and we'll find out at some point soon if this
but
is.
the Braves this season just getting hit with their best pitcher, best guy on the field. Like this is not good for one of the best teams in baseball and the reigning NL MVP.
Yeah, not good. But let's not forget the 2021 when Ronald Acuña, that injury happened and tore his ACL, missed the year. They went on to win the World Series without Ronald Acuña in that lineup. So is it possible? Yes. Spencer Strider being out kills them, but Max Fried is pitching like the best pitcher in baseball over the last month or so. He's been great. They've done it before without Acuña. Hopefully he's back and can be part of their playoff push.
All right, well, let's get to our favorite segment on Monday, Overreaction Monday. I'm going to give Ben some pretty big statements, and he's going to share if he thinks it's an overreaction or not. So let's get started in New York. Juan Soto is not going to re-sign with the Yankees.
If Juan Soto doesn't re-sign with the New York Yankees, Hal Steinbrenner, the New York Yankees, should be embarrassed. I said it recently. They need to make Juan Soto and Aaron Judge Yankees for life. Aaron Judge got that contract. It's time to do it for Juan Soto. And Steinbrenner came out the other day and basically basically came out with this quote saying, yeah, like things get expensive. I'm going to be honest, he said. I'm going to be honest. Payrolls at the levels we're at right now are simply not sustainable for us financially. What? You are the New York Yankees, okay? You are the second most valuable franchise in the world at $7.1 billion behind only the Dallas Cowboys. You are the New York Yankees. So what I would say to that statement is how open up the books then. If this isn't sustainable, open up the books. Because ain't nobody buying that. Sign Juan Soto, write him a check for $500 million and have him be a part of your team for the next 10 years. And him and Aaron Judge can hit back-to-back in the lineup, and they're going to all go into the Hall of Fame as New York Yankees, and everybody will live happily ever after, and it'll be great. But make it happen. I am going to say that this is an overreaction because I do think it ultimately gets done. And if it does not, the New York Yankees should be absolutely embarrassed. This feels like the perfect fit. It has to happen. But he is a Boris client. I don't think this is going to get done
with Boris the last 2 years.
I don't think this is going to get done in the season. I think he's going to hit free agency. I think he's going to shop the market. And I think the New York Yankees got to do what the New York Yankees have been known to do over the course of their entire franchise, which is sign the best players in baseball, give them a bunch of money. They don't do it through, the Yankees of old. It's not always, we homegrown talent. No, you're the New York Yankees. You got homegrown talent, sure, but sign the best players in baseball, go spend, go open up the books, write a blank check, and make them a part of the Yankees. I hope this is an overreaction, and I do. I absolutely think they will sign him, but if they don't, man, oh man.
The craziest part, though, is when he was referring to these contracts are not sustainable, he was talking over $300 million, right? We just saw a handful of two contracts that the Dodgers just did over $300 million. Yeah. What do you think when Juan Soto gets paid? What is he worth? Like, what kind of contract are we going to see? Is it going to be over $300 million?
Yes. Absolutely going to be over $300 million. In the age of deferring a bunch of money, let's defer some money here. Then guess what?
Take a page out of the Dodgers
seriously,
handbook.
Look at what the Dodgers are doing, and you're not going to get the same deal that Ohtani did. You're not like nobody is going to take that deal.
You don't have an entire country of Japan that you're also bringing over revenue-wise that's going to pay back that contract.
I'm saying in terms of like you're not going to get a player to do what Ohtani did by getting paid $2 million a year and deferring it all. That's not going to happen. But you can defer some money. I think Juan Soto is going to get. I'm not going to know. I don't know years, but I think he's going to get $450 plus.
Woo!
I do. I mean, and
he deserves it?
Yeah. I think Juan Soto is, we've made this comparison since he came up, but I mean, there's a lot of Ted Williams comparisons with this guy, and we see what he's doing in New York this year. It just felt like he wasn't properly able to hit in San Diego. When they went on the road, he would rake, and at home, he wasn't good. And now this year he's hitting 309, 14 homers, an OPS of 977. and he's the leading front runner for AL MVP right
he
now.
is.
I mean, but he did come out and say on his upcoming free agency, we're going to be open to listening to anybody and everybody. We're not closing any doors. Whoever wants to talk about deals, I'm open. And that is exactly what he should be saying. And the New York Yankees need to open up the books and pay him. Pay him what he's worth. So I'm going to say it's an overreaction. I do ultimately think he ends up with the New York Yankees.
I agree. Like, ultimate fail if the Yankees don't get this done. But let's talk about another young superstar in our next overreaction. Bobby Witt Jr. is the most underrated superstar in Major League Baseball.
I love Bobby Witt Jr. I think everybody that is a listener or watcher of this show knows that. I think Alex knows that. I think Bobby Witt Jr. knows that because I had him on the show and I told him as much.
I love you, Bobby Witt Jr.
I love you. Thank you. Thanks for coming on. That's it. No, I love the guy. And what I would say is Bobby Witt Jr. this year is announcing his MVP presence with authority. He's been great. He's been great in his career, but this is his MVP come out year. Is he going to win it? I don't know, but I think he finishes top 3 in the MVP voting. So this is more like a breakout year to me. I believe and believed that Bobby Witt Jr. would win an MVP award in his career. I still do believe that. This year, he's really coming into his own. He's absolutely destroying the baseball. He's hitting .301 while also stealing 16 bases, has an OPS over 900, 8 homers. I mean, he's hitting balls into the upper deck of the fountains out there in Kansas City. That's a pitcher's ballpark, and the dude's making it look small. So I love what he's doing, but I'm not going to say he's the most underrated superstar in Major League Baseball. I'm going to say that's an overreaction. I don't think he is. He's young. I think everybody's learning the name. He's knowing the name. He's on the map. He's up and coming. He's going to put himself in the MVP contention. I don't think that makes him underrated yet. When I think underrated players, I look at a guy like Jose Ramirez, who's in the top 3 of MVP voting multiple times. He's a five-time All-Star since 2017. He's made the All-Star game every single year besides one. He's finished second in the MVP voting. He's hit 40-plus homers in a year. He's averaged since 2015. He's averaged 27 homers and 25 steals per 162 games. Hasn't had an OPS below 800. Plays great defense over at third base. I think if Jose Ramirez was a third baseman in New York or Los Angeles, I think he's an absolute superstar. I think he's talked about every single day, but he's not. He's in Cleveland, and I think by nature that's going to make him a little less talked about. So I look at a guy like Jose Ramirez to say, he's underrated. I look at a guy like
52 RBI already this season, absolutely insane.
I look at a guy like Yandy Diaz with the Rays. I think Ozzie Albies with the Braves is a little underrated as well. Alec Boehm with the Phillies. So those are kind of the guys I'm talking about. Not a guy like Bobby Witt Jr., who this year is really coming into his own and proving that he is an absolute superstar. So that's what I'd say. I'd say this is an overreaction. I'd go with those other guys I named.
Yeah, I mean, the Royals are in fuego right now. They recently went on an 8-game winning streak, and Bobby Witt Jr. is the captain of that ship. So as you said, it's everyone just getting to know the name, getting familiar with the name, and understanding how great he really is. But it's just the beginning. Just the beginning.
Spoiler alert. Royals might be climbing up those power rankings. They're a lot of fun to watch right now.
Yeah, they are.
He's a big reason why.
Dude, that division.
Yeah.
Both of them. Okay, let's move to our final overreaction. The Phillies will set a franchise record for wins this season.
I don't think this is an overreaction at all. Their franchise record with wins is 102.
That's crazy.
And they did that in 2011. They've only won over 100 games 3 times in their entire career, in their entire franchise history.
It's crazy.
76, 77, and then 2011. I absolutely think they get there this year. And spare me, I feel like every time I talk about the Phillies, every time I speak so highly about them and say, yep, I had them winning the World Series, they're playing great, look at this. Well, all I hear in return from people that aren't Phillies fans is, look at their schedule, easiest schedule they've played so far in baseball. I hate that discussion. Like, they can't control who they're playing. They
they're
can't
winning.
control who's on their schedule. All you can do is play who you got listed on the schedule and beat them. And they're doing that more than anybody else right now. So I'm going to say absolutely yes. They need to win 103 games to set the franchise record. They're currently on pace to go 114-48.
Whew.
Does that happen? Well, I think the schedule's going to get tougher. So they're
And the
probably
Phillies dip usually a little after
normally
the
it's at the
All-Star.
beginning. And then they go through some waves.
They go through like after
September.
All-Star break. Yeah, then they bump it on up.
So I'm going to say I think they absolutely get there. I think they win somewhere. I'll take 103 to 110. Somewhere in that range is my guess. Their schedule does get tougher, obviously. Yeah. They have had an easier strength of schedule so far. So do I think this pace is going to be sustainable? Probably not, but I do think they are good enough to win the division. I think they're good enough to win over 102 games and set that franchise record. That year, 2011, that they set it, they lost in the NLDS.
Ooh.
And then Rob Thompson was asked about the all-time record the other day, the Seattle Mariners record. And he said, well, how'd that work out for them? Because they also lost in the ALCS, the Mariners did. So,
I mean, look at the Dodgers and look at the Braves the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Like that, it's cool to say you got over 100 wins, but if you're not making it to the World Series or winning a World Series, it doesn't matter.
yeah, it's all
No
about
one
winning
cares.
that trophy at the end of the year. So I'm going to say, I'm going to say they break the record. I'm going to say they get that trophy at the end of the year. And things are looking good in Philly.
Things
these
are
days.
looking so like they're gelling right now, and it looks like they're having a blast. I also want to give a quick shout out to Bryce Harper, who is now the all-time active leader in career ejections in Major League Baseball, because that is in Philly so good for his brand and making all those Philly fans like so proud. I sent that to all of my Philly fan friends, and they're like, I could not be more proud of him right now. So street cred.
The one on Sunday was ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like
ridiculous.
They're great, but now he's the
come on, Bryce.
all-time active leader.
Come on, Bryce. What are you doing, man?
Injections.
You can't give us. You're like tugging on all the heartstrings. You're also like out there, asking people to prom for guy. You're being good guy, Bryce, out there. You're getting ejected. This is great stuff.
It's
absolutely,
so good.
And honestly, career ejection 21.
Yeah.
Nobody's close.
No, I love it so much. Like that is Philly.
Tim Anderson's
in a nutshell.
second at 9. Bryce Harper,
Manny
Philly.
Machado.
Yeah, this is great.
Manny Machado makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bryce Harper at 21. It's so good.
Yeah. Great.
That's so good. All right.
Not an overreaction. Phillies set the franchise record with 103 or more wins. Why? Because it's the year of the fighting.
Oh, yeah. You have him going all the way.
I sure do. I sure do.
Well, we were just talking about Bryce Harper. I have a feeling he's going to be a part of this next segment that we get to, because it is time for our team of the week. We're going to get started behind the plate with JT Realmuto.
Yeah, quite the week for JT. Continues to, speaking of the underrated player list we were throwing out, JT is probably on that list as well. Hit 412 this week, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and OPS of 1.209. So JT Realmuto is behind the plate for me.
All right, moving to first base, who we were just talking about, his teammate, Bryce Harper.
429 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs and an OPS just under 1,500. And he's out there is it promposal? Is that what people call it? I don't like that.
Because it's like a proposal, but it's a prom
No, I
proposal.
get it. I just don't like it.
Well, I'm just going to keep explaining it to you.
I know, I get
it,
though.
A promposal.
I don't like it. I get it. Moving on. Bryce Harper, my first baseman on Team of the Week.
All right, let's move to second base. Michael Massey.
Yeah, unfortunately got hurt in Friday's game. Didn't play over the weekend. But the stats he put up were more than good enough to be on here. 462 with 2 homers, 5 RBIs, slugged 1,000, and had an OPS of 1,500 on the dot. Michael Massey, unbelievable week for the Royals. So he's my second baseman.
All right, over to third base, Luis Rengifo.
Yeah, this guy's been raking for, not a lot of talk of the Angels this year, especially Trout out right now for an extended period of time. Just not a lot going on great there in Anaheim. But Luis Rengifo has been really good. 417, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 1.295 OPS on the week. So he's my third baseman.
I'm a big fan of Luis Rengifo. He hustles, he puts in the work. So I'm really happy and I'm proud to see him here. All right, moving over to shortstop, the young superstar we were just talking about, Bobby Witt Jr.
Big hit Witt.
Did you just do that?
I just did it. I don't know if I like that either. 417.
Think before you speak.
3 homers, 12 RBIs,
Woo!
12. Slugged 1,000 and an OPS of 1.448 on the week. Bobby Witt Jr. Continuing to proclaim himself as an absolute superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar in baseball. And what those Royals are doing, you may not know a ton about the Royals or be following along with them too much this year, but that AL Central race, man, the Royals, the Guardians, the Twins are playing better. It's a lot of fun what they got going on. And like you said, Alex, a big reason for that, what the Royals are doing, is because of Bobby Witt. And I got to throw Salvador Perez in there as well. The guy is just the ageless wonder.
Let's move to the outfield, you guys. Now remember, 3 outfielders, not necessarily by position. Order does not matter. But let's get started with Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, Yordan's up first. He hit 409. Yordan, a little slower start to the year than usual for him. Hit 409 this week with a homer, 4 doubles, and an OPS of 1.263. So Yordan Alvarez, first of 3 outfielders.
All right. Next up, the Judge, Aaron Judge. What a week.
5 homers.
Woo!
5 of them. Woo! Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home runs. 9 RBIs. Slugged over 1,100 on the week. An OPS just under 1,600 and hit 375 on the week. So I'm going to go Aaron Judge as my second of 3 outfielders.
All right. Rounding out the outfield, Kerry Carpenter.
Yeah, Kerry Carpenter for the Detroit Tigers. Good week, 389, 3 homers, 7 RBIs. Again, OPS over 1,500. So my outfield looks like Yordan Alvarez, Aaron Judge, Kerry Carpenter in no particular order. Just those 3 guys.
All right, moving to our designated hitter, the new face in San Diego, a friend of the show, Luis Arraez.
Yeah, 472 on the week with a homer. Luis Arraez out there hitting homers, 17 hits and an OPS of just about 1,100. I saw a crazy statistic.
Okay.
Crazy that involved Luis Arraez. I think I remember it. Since Luis Arraez was traded to the Padres, so I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something like that, 16 hits. Okay. 16 hits in a short period of time. And it also, this throws Joey Gallo right under the bus. But it also said Joey Gallo, 16 hits since August of 2023. Tough, but good, but tough, depending on which side you're on. Crazy. But Luis Arraez, since going over to the Padres, has just multi-hit game after multi-hit game. And he has just proven that he is, at this point, he's the new age version of Tony Gwynn. And now we're watching him on the Padres, which is really cool.
I'm just so happy for him because it feels like, just watching the last couple of weeks with him being on the Padres in San Diego, that it's just like where he was meant to be.
Yeah.
He's thriving. Kind of like Soto, was at the right spot in San Diego, him being on the Yankees where he's supposed to be.
Yep.
So that's cool. Okay, let's move to starting pitcher of the week, Marcus Stroman.
Yeah, Stroman was really, really good for the Yankees. We had Luis Gil on last week's Team of the Week as starting pitcher. Now we have Marcus Stroman, bunch of Yankees, and they're playing great baseball. 13 1/3 innings pitched, so he had 2 starts, 11 strikeouts on the week, only 1 earned run given up in 2 starts. Really, really good week for him. So Marcus Stroman is my starting pitcher.
Okay, and rounding it out with our relief pitcher, Craig Kimbrel.
That's right. Craig Kimbrel, 3 saves, 2 2/3 innings pitched. This is huge, huge for the Baltimore Orioles. They need some back end of the bullpen help. This is exactly why they went to get Craig Kimbrel, so that he could be a 8th or 9th inning guy, depending on Ynier Cano, or is he going to pitch? But they wanted him to be that 9th inning guy. He pitched his way out of that for a little while, but picked up 3 saves this week. Was really, really good. Not a single hit, not a single walk, which is huge for Kimbrel. When he's when he's not going great, he's kind of all over the place. No walks in all of his appearances this week. So really, really good news if you're an Orioles fan. You love to see that. So going around the field, we got JT Realmuto behind the plate, Bryce Harper at first, Michael Massey at second, Luis Rengifo at third, Bobby Witt Jr., shortstop. The middle infield, just a bunch of Royals out there.
Yeah.
Yordan Alvarez, Aaron Judge, Kerry Carpenter in the outfield, Luis Arraez at DH, Marcus Stroman, starting pitcher, Craig Kimbrell is my relief pitcher.
All right, who's your player of the week?
This was tricky. I'm going to go with Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Because of the numbers he put up, yes, 5 home runs on the week is really, really good. But also, this guy gave the rest of the league a 1-month head start and said, if you all want a chance to win the MVP award, go out that first month and put up some good numbers because I'm coming for you. And what he has done since then.
I love that. Like, here, go on, guys. I'll catch up.
Good luck, guys. I'll catch up. And you look at, I don't know, I looked the other day. Let's call it May 20th. And he was already on the list for top OPS leaders in all the game of baseball. It did not take long. He leads the Yankees in OPS at this point. So I just think everything, it's a bit of a culmination of everything. The week he had, sure, it's great. 375, an OPS of just about 1,600 with 5 homers. That's great. But also just the way that he has this season has completely turned around, and after that slow start, he's already back in MVP conversations, and it's pretty remarkable what he's been doing lately. So I'm going to go Aaron Judge. What about you?
Well, you know I love your pick because Aaron Judge was my player of the week the last 2 weeks, so I wanted to mix it up a bit.
So he's been pretty good, you're saying?
He's been pretty good. So my player of the week this week is Bobby Witt Jr. Now, we knew this young superstar, the sky was the limit, right? But as we were talking about earlier, this is his breakout season. He is showing us why he is worth all of the hype and every penny of that $288.8 million contract that he signed. This Royals team has been on an absolute tear, and Bobby is the captain driving that ship. This team has no quit. They were recently on an 8-game winning streak. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, and Bobby this week, I think the stats were just up behind me, slugging 1,000, batting .417, 3 home runs, a 1448 OPS, 12 RBI, 3 home runs.
Pretty good.
Like, that's just
really good. Great week.
Other thing, you think this kind of performance, not only by Bobby Witt Jr. and the Royals, would, get them up in the division, but unfortunately for them, Cleveland has been on a very similar tear.
Cleveland has been
very
rolling.
similar tear.
Yeah, for sure. Is it time?
It's time for power rankings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I was like, is it time for my birthday surprise?
No, it's not.
You got me so excited for a moment. I was like, whoo. I was like, no, we got to get to 2 of the teams we were just talking about.
Can't wait.
Have a feeling they're going to be pretty good on this power rankings.
Yeah. All right.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, start at number 10. The Cubs down 1 spot.
Yeah, the Cubs aren't really playing great baseball, but I'm sticking with them in the top 10 of the power rankings. I do move them out. They're hanging on by a thread. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games. They're still in second. They're still in second in the NL Central, but it has not been pretty for them of late. So the Cubs are 27 and 25, and I have them at number 10.
Okay, at number 9, not ranked last week, the Twins.
Yeah, the Twins have put themselves on a bit of a winning streak. They're playing much better lately. But yeah, that AL Central, tricky now. They're 28 and 24. Everyone expected them to win the division. They are very, very talented, and they're now playing better baseball over the last 4 or 5 days or so. But before that, it wasn't pretty. Had them out of the top 10 altogether.
Yeah.
Now they're back in here at number 9.
Okay, moving to number 8 and staying strong at 8. The Brewers.
Yeah, the Brew Crew staying strong at the number 1 spot in that division, largely because the Cubs aren't playing well. You know who is? The St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
They've won 8 of their last 10. They're 5 games out of first place behind the Brew Crew. They're playing well. The Reds sweeping the Dodgers at home in Cincinnati. So they're playing finally a little bit better. But the Brewers are 5-5 in their last 10. Nothing to write home about. Didn't move them down. They're still in first place. So kept them here at 8.
All right. At number 7, lowest I've ever seen them on the power rankings, down 1 spot, the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves have lost 6 of their last 10.
Not good.
They're 30-20, 6 games behind the Phillies. They're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
They're in a bit of trouble. I think they're a playoff team. I absolutely think they're going to get in. I no longer think they win the division. I think the Phillies are going to win the division. But yeah, every fan of the Braves, every fan of baseball, honestly, should go to bed on Sunday night, crossing their fingers, crossing their toes for Ronald Acuña Jr. to be okay.
Yeah.
Because 1, he's great for the game of baseball, but 2,
so sad.
if he's not, that's a massive hit for the Atlanta Braves. Then you're looking at the MVP winner last year, and then the favorite to win the Cy Young Award this year being down in Strider and Acuña. So hopefully it's just a month or so of time before Acuña's back out on the field. But they really haven't been playing great. So bumped them down again to number 7.
Well, at number 6, up one spot, a completely different story. The Royals.
Yeah, I'm a believer in this team. They are 34-20. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're sitting 2.5 games out of first place behind the Guardians. But man, it is just, that offense is so much fun. I want to see them right now. Look, you're sitting at 34-20 right now. Go get an outfielder. Like, go make it happen. Let's not wait. We know that there's teams out there that are going to be sellers. Let's call them up. Let's talk to them and say, hey, I know it's the end of May, but we know we have a squad. We know our weakness. We know what we need. We need offense depth. We need an outfielder. Let's make something happen. I wish they would go do that right now, but this team is a lot of fun. Bobby Witt Jr. up at the top of the lineup. Franco, Salvi's raking. Vinny P. This team really is a lot of fun to watch right now. And like 2 of the biggest pickups of the offseason, Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo. What that rotation is doing is awesome. Cole Reagans is a superstar in the league as a left-handed pitcher up there throwing upper 90s. He's nasty. Punched out 12 guys in 6 innings the other day. So this team, man,
making moves.
They
made moves this offseason.
How many times, Alex, did I sit here and say, look, they're not the talk of the town. They're not the talk of the offseason. I know they lost over 100 games last year, but this team and organization deserves so much credit for going out and making more moves than everybody else and at least putting out a product that is capable of winning games this year. And now that they're doing this, I'll even more so say this is what it's all about. They lost over 100 games last year. They were awful. And now they're putting a product out there that Kansas City is rallying behind. And the fans are packing the stadium. Kaufman's an absolute blast right now. The place is rocking and rolling. They got it going on out there in Kansas City. And I think they deserve a lot of credit. And I want to give them that credit because they do deserve it.
Crazy what happens when you actually invest in your franchise,
Seriously. Yeah.
All right, let's move to the top 5. At number 5, down 2 spots after getting swept by the Reds, the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was thinking about this as we were firing up the show. I think end of last week, Alex said that she thinks the Dodgers are one of the best 2 teams in baseball, and they have not won a game. They haven't won a game since.
I turned off my notifications on that post.
Not good.
No one's happy about that. It's okay. I believe. So,
I mean, look, they're 33-22. They're gonna win the NL West. The Giants and Padres are playing pretty good baseball, but they still lead the division by 5.5 games. They're still the most talented team in that division. There's no worry about the Dodgers. They at least in terms of the regular season and how they're playing currently. 5 in a row is going to happen. Hasn't happened in a long time for the Dodgers though, but ups and downs throughout the season. This is a bit of a down. They'll be fine, but have bumped them down a good bit over the last couple of weeks to number 5.
Yeah, they were at number 1 a couple weeks ago. All right, moving on to number 4. Moving on up 1 spot, the Guardians.
Yeah, they are. Their longest win streak of the season. This past week, they're 36-17. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. It's time to get this team the love and respect that they deserve. Yeah. It is. With Shane Bieber going down early in the year, people really not being super high on the Guardians to begin with, and then you lose one of if not your best pitcher, and then it becomes, well, now they're really in trouble. And they've been the opposite of trouble. Josh Naylor is so good in that. I talked about Jose Ramirez earlier being the most underrated superstar in the game of baseball. He's playing better and better and better. Steven Kwan is the American League version of Luis Arraez right now. Not just now. He's been really good. So, yeah, Guardians get continuing to bump up. I do believe this. I have them at number 4 in all of baseball.
Dang.
And I think they absolutely deserve that.
Just crazy to think above the Dodgers, who have some of the best players in the game.
Who would have seen that coming?
Yeah, not me. All right.
You know.
Number 3. Everybody knows, Alex. Okay, up one spot, the Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles are 33-18. They've won 6 of their last 10. They're keeping it going. Corbin Burns is good. I do have still rotation depth concerns. Means getting hurt again, but Bradish has been good since coming back. He got a great top of the rotation. So Kimbrel pitching better at the back end. That was a massive need for them, is back end of the bullpen security. It had not been Kimbrel. That was a worry. And over the last week, didn't walk a single guy, got 3 saves, did really well. Yanir Cano's been pretty good for the most part this year. So, Orioles for me staying strong. Nope, moving up one spot to number 3.
Now for our top 2, and these also staying strong at number 2, the Phillies.
Yep, the Phillies on pace to win 114 games. They are well on their way to having the best year of their franchise. They need to win at least 103 games for that to happen. So, Phillies have been playing great. In their last 10 games, they've won 7 of their last 10. They went on a little win streak. The offense is rolling. They got Wheeler, Nola, and Suarez all pitching, all Cy Young candidates. Philly's got it going on. I'm keeping them here at number 2, though.
And at number 1, who I also said, I think last week, one of the best teams in baseball. You have them as the best team in baseball, the New York Yankees.
Yeah, I probably, if the Phillies hadn't lost to the Phillies and Yankees both lost on Sunday, I was ready to flip-flop if the Phillies won and the Yankees lost. But right now, I'm going to keep the Yankees here. They've won 7 of their last 10 as well. Soto and Judge are an absolute must-watch television right now. If the Yankees are playing and Soto and Judge are coming up in the lineup, turn on your TV. It is must-watch for them. The rotation's so good right now. Luis Gil, Marcus Stroman's been really good. They don't even have the best pitcher in the world, but he's on his comeback train now, so they're going to get Garrett Cole back soon. The Yankees... Baseball, love them or hate them, baseball is better when the New York Yankees, who have been the villains of baseball for forever. Again, you either love them or hate them. Baseball is better when they're playing well. So they are playing really well right now. So they round out the top 10. That goes Cubs, Twins, Brewers, Braves, Royals, Dodgers, Guardians, Orioles, Phillies, and the New York Yankees, rounding out this week's top 10 power rankings. Now it's time, Alex. Now it's time. So why don't you tell everybody what your birthday wish was?
So I'm just going to let everybody know. I was asked, hey, it's your birthday. We have a show on Monday. Would you like us to get you a cake? I was like, yeah, that'd be great. But my birthday wish, you can bring it on in, is I want to actually smash Ben in the face with a cake. Do you think that's possible?
I think with what's in your hands right now,
yeah. I think it's possible. I was gonna be nice, So I'm gonna do a full cake, but I'm gonna do whipped cream cake, so it doesn't really hurt him. But this is, Ben,
boy.
this is, you're doing this for me, for my birthday. And I really appreciate you for this. I don't think I've ever held down the whipped cream this long before in my life.
I'm preparing.
Almost there.
All right.
I think I'm almost at the end.
Yeah, just load that bad boy up.
Okay.
All right. So, birthday wish.
So,
Alex hits me in the face with a pie, whipped cream. So let's do this.
All I want for my birthday is to smash Ben.
Don't forget.
In the face with a pie.
Never forget this, Alex.
Also my slips. Are you ready for this?
No.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thanks.
Happy birthday, Alex. Happy birthday. Well, that does it, everyone. Happy birthday to Alex Curry. What a show. What a wish. I have whipped cream up my nostrils. But that does it. Thank you all for watching and listening. Make sure you subscribe. Give me this thing. Wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you like, subscribe. You can watch everything we do as well on Spotify. You can watch on our YouTube channel, Flippin' Bass Pod there. Follow us on socials. Follow us on TikTok. I'm sure this video will end up there. We're getting closer and closer to 100,000 followers. But, my friends, that does it for this episode. We're out of here. That does it. Find your bat.